leaving Griffin, Georgia, going 280 miles south to Port St. Joe to go out to St. Joe State Park. Spend a couple days on the beach. I was actually planning on doing this trip on the other side, on the East Coast, but Hurricane Matthew kind of messed that up. It's October 20th. I think it's October 20th. I think that's right. October 20th, 2016. We just kind of got past the Hurricane Matthew thing. So the East Coast is kind of, we're just going to put that off for a little while. We'll do it later. I'll make another video. But today, Port St. Joe, Cape San Blas, I'll call it. We're going to go down to the state park, paddle out, and hopefully catch some dinner. So, without further ado, I got 5 hours of driving. Stay tuned. Alright, day one, finally on the water. Just put in the state park on Cape San Blas. And I know the audio is going to suck on this. There's a lot of wind noise, and GoPro has terrible audio. But I am paddling out right now. I am barely dragging the ground, so I'm going really slow. But I've got about 7 miles to go before I get to my campsite. It's a gorgeous place. I know you're probably hearing everything because I may have forgot my tripod for the camera. So everything that's happening on the boat is vibrating through up into the camera. Sorry. The water is crystal clear, and I'll actually show you. Water is super clear. This will kind of give you an idea of what I'm seeing. Gorgeous. That is the mainland you see straight across there. That's Port St. Joe, and as we get further, you'll see Mexico Beach. It goes all the way around. All that's the peninsula. All the way back to the state park. That's my little landing over there. I have no idea whose car that is. So yeah. Alright. Should be in focus now. That should be it though. And now I'm actually stopped. There's enough grass here that I'm not moving. So I have to cut this off and start paddling. See you soon. Man, it is pretty out here. This is awesome. I've been planning on this trip for a month. I was originally going to go to Amelia Island. That's on the East Coast. Freaking fish right there. They're like a mullet, I couldn't tell. I was originally planning on going on the east side, but the hurricane kind of changed that. So since my island that I was going to go to was under 3 feet of water, I thought maybe I'll go to the Gulf. So it put me off. Today's still October 20th. I think I said on the video this morning it was the 19th. I can't remember, but today's the 20th. So we're just getting over the whole Hurricane Matthew thing. I think I'm crooked. There we go. How's that? Is that better? You got me? Like I said, I don't even know if you can hear me. I've got the waterproof cover on here so I can shoot it up underwater if I need to. I'm kind of yelling a little bit just to make sure there's nobody out here. I don't even care if there is. But GoPro sound is just really bad, so I may be able to edit it. Maybe I'll be able to crank up the sound, but I don't know. Let's see, as I'm sitting here, current's taking me back to shore, so I gotta stop filming. Just realized all this footage may be crap. All this footage may be crap if the sun's right behind me. Does that help? Can you see me better? By the way, if you like my hat, you can thank my wife. Freaking Jack just drunk. If you like my hat, you can thank my wife. Thank you, baby. She thought I looked cute in it. And I pretty much do anything she tells me if she says I look cute. You know, it is what it is. Us guys, we strive to impress. I do a pretty good job at it. Just saying. Alright, I'm killing battery. Okay. I know I need to get to camp. I just passed over this bar with a ton of freaking fish swimming around. And I don't have the right lure on. But I gotta give it a shot. I have to. You gotta be kidding me. I'm really not joking. I watched him take it. I watched him take it. It looks like I have to fish. I'll be right back. Alright. This is not the same lure that thing just took, but jigged up the same. Seriously. Come here, buddy. Yeah. First fish of the trip. Oh. Ah, he got on a big hook too. Come on. Hey, you better not stick me, I swear to God. Ow! He stuck me. Ooh, he nailed that sucker. Alright. Let's give it a round two. What do you think? Okay. Going in the water. Come here, you little piece of crap. That's not what I wanted to get. Ooh. Come here. Ugh. Come on. Crap. That's not what I wanted to get. I'm not even in view. There we go. Here we go. Now you can see my pretty face. Woo. You guys are gonna laugh. I didn't bring pliers, and I caught. Please don't stick me. he's got some teeth on him. Come here, booger. Come here, you little booger. God, there's no good with grabbing. I caught him. He's gonna bite me. Oh, he's got some teeth. That gummit. This is why you prepare. This is why you bring what you need. God, there's so many people out there that are just laughing freaking butt off. Jump. Come here. Come here. I'm trying to help you. Something big is out there because there's a bunch of fish running away from it. I'm trying to help you. You just keep re-sticking yourself, moron. Now the question, what did I bring that I can get to quick? This is why you plan. Plan for things. I bought a waterproof tackle box. No place for pliers. It's fine. You don't need pliers when you're fishing. Of course not. Why would you need pliers? Oh, you mean like when the freaking dinosaur fish comes by with teeth on it? Oh. Yeah, no, you need to bring pliers. You should have probably done that. Didn't somebody tell you? Alright, bugger. Don't bite me. Almost off. Don't bite. In the gills. Come on. Well, the hooks are not bad. Grab anything. I want to say that's a ladyfish, but I can't tell. Don't jump. I got gloves. Oh, there we go. You're gonna die probably. Not my fault. I didn't tell him to bite it. He bit it. It is my fault that I didn't have pliers. There you go. That was a little tiny thing that all I could grab. I really hope I got that catch on film. That would be freaking great. And that's all that's left of it. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm home. This is my camp. You can tell there's the campsite. Yeah, palm trees. Stupid little fire pit thing. Stupid little fire pit thing. Yeah. All this beach is mine. Except for those people. I allow them to be here. Nice little view. That off in the distance is Mexico Beach. And as we circle around, there's a little strip of sand out there. St. Joe Beach is off there. Well, St. Joe. Port St. Joe. Look at this. Look at the beach. It's great. Not enough beach that people don't want to come out here and bring their kids and tents and all that kind of bull crap. But enough beach for me to do whatever I want. Let's check it out. I don't know if I need to put shoes on or not. If I get sand spurs, it's my own fault. Oh God, this is great. I'm up in the shade. It's all cleared off. hopefully nobody will be coming up that trail in the middle of the night. We'll see. This is 7 miles from the put-in, the closest picnic RV camping place. So I would say most people are not going to want to venture 7 miles because most people are lazy. Now, paddling 7 miles, not bad. Took me, I don't know what time it is. I'm going to check my phone. I don't know if it'll help because I don't know what time I put in. I think I put in at like 11:45 maybe? Something like that. It's 2:30 now, 2:25 right now. So yeah, this is freaking great. I'm gonna go out later. I'm not sure if you can even hear me unless I'm looking at the camera. You still may not be able to hear me much, but I'll go out later and do a little bit of fishing. On the way in, I saw everything from little bait fish to schools of grunt. I saw a couple reds. It's kind of ladyfish, but I don't want ladyfish. They're not good to eat. I think it's ton of stingray. I haven't seen a blue crab though since I left the put-in, and that's 7 miles. I hope that's a fluke. I may be able to walk up and down. There's 2 fish in the water right there. You gotta be kidding me. Direction, I can't tell what they are. Let's see if I can get you. Oh, I think those are some big old reds. Oh, mama. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Yeah, so I'm gonna stop filming and bait up and see if I can get lucky. Wish me luck. Nope. Alright. I think I got my tripod thing figured out. I left my tripod at the house, I think. I haven't dug through all my gear, but I don't think I brought it. And it was basically just going to mount in the front, but I kind of jimmy rigged stuff. I guess you could call it beachcraft instead of bushcraft. But made it work, so this is just my GoPro stick mounted. Seems to work fine. You can see me, right? So I swear these mullet are just teasing me. They hang out at the beach. They jump out all day long. 2 just jumped right out there. They're just teasing me. But I'm going to paddle out to the sandbar over here. See if I can see some crab. Coming in, I was able to see some on the it got really shallow. Stingray just below me right there. So I was thinking maybe if I get shallow enough, I can just swing by and dip them. That would be great. Don't know if it's gonna happen, but it sounds good. Morning. I just realized this morning I hadn't started filming. I've already made my coffee and made my breakfast. Last night wasn't bad, except for the fact that there's a whole ton of stuff in the woods that won't leave you alone. A couple armadillos came through camp and all kinds of different noise racket and stuff. And this morning, yeah, you can be jealous if you want. Farm fresh eggs, ham, some summer sausage all cooked up. I'm gonna eat. This ain't bad. So, like I said, I got my coffee made. Basically all I did was cooked a bunch of grounds. I heated up the water and then dumped a bunch of grounds in there. And I just held a filter, see the filter there, on the lid of my pot, because my pot's perforated right there. So all I have to do is pour it in my cup. It's easy. It's okay. It's not coffee maker, but it's good. And it's the best coffee I've ever had on the beach at 7 o'clock in the morning. So, without further ado, I'm gonna eat. Oh yeah. This is how you're supposed to start off your day. That's not cool at all. Ooh. Be right back. Yeah, hot pad. This was I brought my eggs in an egg carton. I packed the egg carton with paper towels to keep them from rattling on each other. And then I wrapped the egg carton in 2 different towels so it fits snug in my dry bag. This is just a small dry bag. That way it's got enough cushion for it. But I mean, they're farm fresh eggs, so they got the shell is a little bit harder than normal. But give them a shot. Didn't bring any salt or pepper or anything. Man, that's good. It's okay if you're jealous. I understand. I was making sure I was recording. Yeah, it's okay if you're jealous. I get it. And you may be asking why I have my glasses on. I have my contacts in. I wear contacts all day long, which you never think about until you get around smoke and it starts burning your eyes. Last night, I saw beady little eyes over there. I saw beady little eyes over there. So there's a bunch of stuff watching me. I didn't really sleep great. I actually had a guy. I was sitting here and the bugs were all over my head. I had my neck cover all the way up, covering my ears. I took my contacts out, but since everything was around, I wanted to leave my glasses on. So I slept with glasses on and a headlamp on all night long. Just so I could roll over and pop it on. But yeah, the bugs were all over my ears and I couldn't fall asleep. And I just kept thinking, Lord, just make them go away. Leave me alone. And about 15 minutes later, I hear this weird noise. It was a motor kicked up out of the water, pedaling right down the coast, right down the shore here. It was a guy flounder gigging. And he just came by and I turned my light on so I didn't, you know, scare him. He was right there. He waved and got a little bit further down. I stopped. I yelled at him. I said, "Do you have any bug spray?" He said, "Yeah, here you go." So, ask and you shall receive, pretty much. I hadn't caught any decent fish, so I wouldn't say receive anything. But I mean, it turned out to be a decent morning. I actually woke up, forgot to take my back medicine last night. It was a shocker, but I woke up this morning right about 6 o'clock. That's just because my body's used to waking up. My back hurt a little bit, so that helped. But I was able to get a time lapse on the sunrise. That's nice. But I had to go gather a little bit of firewood this morning because you can't have coffee or eggs without fire. You can't have a fire without wood. But so far, day's turning out to be pretty decent. My cousin, who's got a house in Mexico Beach right down the shore, he sent me a text today that said that there's a small boat advisory for the bay. Well, that sucks, because I just so happen to be in a small boat. I don't know if that's high winds. I don't know if that's some kind of crazy current. I don't know if that's, I don't know what it is. There's not a cloud in the sky right now. Gentle breeze. Wind's probably 5 miles an hour right now. Not bad. But I have a feeling it may get a little nasty later. So you just have to stay tuned. Alright, I'm gonna eat. Okay, now you should be able to hear me. I had to change back. I was sitting here talking, forgot that I had the wrong back on there, and you wouldn't be able to hear what I was saying. So yesterday was not the greatest day of fishing. I didn't catch much. What I did catch was pinfish. So I just ate a couple pinfish. Sorry, the wind is blowing like crazy. Woke up this morning and the wind just started blowing like crazy. I've been fighting it all day long. The waves were actually capping over the side of my kayak. But today was a little bit more eventful. I went out fishing this morning, didn't catch anything on the line. And then the tide went out, so I thought I would try to catch some mullet on the cast net since I just brought it with me. So pulled up to the sandbar and I was able to get some mullet for dinner. Let's see. Yeah, look at the little guy. Oh, he's angry. Okay, so I named them. One's lunch and one's dinner. But I was on the way back and there was something up on the sandbar, exposed sandbar now. Get the sun out of here. There's something up on the exposed sandbar. Couldn't figure out what it was. So I'm gonna go check it out. It was this little guy. That is about a 10 or 12 pound, I'm assuming conch, if not snail. I'm gonna have to do some Googling. That's the biggest freaking snail I've ever seen in my life. Conch, whatever you want to call it. I'm pretty sure it's conch. It weighs about 10 or 12 pounds. I'm gonna call the ranger station just to make sure that this is not some crazy Spanish species or never seen anything this big and it's whatever. I just don't want to be in trouble. But I have a feeling it's all fair game, and I have a feeling I'm going to eat pretty good tonight, which is going to be nice because I haven't really been eating good much. But just to kind of give you an idea, the tide is out now, and it is extremely out. It's midday tide, so you can see behind me how much beach I have now. It's a lot of freaking beach. You thought this place was pretty when the tide was in. How pretty is it now? I know it's kind of hard to tell on the camera. It's just not as awesome as being in real life, but when the tide goes out, man, it gets pretty. All those sandbars get exposed, and they just, you can see fish. And I haven't seen a single blue crab today. That's my plan. I want blue crab. Get up in the shade and you can get a better idea. Oh. All right, I'm back in camp now. There you go. It's like looking out over the Bahamas. Sandbars just make everything gorgeous. Love it. All right, well, let me figure out if I can eat this sucker, and if so, I gotta get some firewood. I'll check back in. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready for lunch. All we need is a secret ingredient. Bam! Oh, I don't know where to put this thing. I'm short on counter space in my kitchen. I thought that was like a must-have for a 21st century kitchen. Just counter space, counter space, counter space. I'm trying to figure out where I can add an island. But since I'm almost on an island, I think that'll do. All right, these two I'm gonna cook over the flame, just because it gives it that nice smoky flavor. This is the only seasoning I brought, so don't judge. And we're Lagasse blackening. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be good. Get a little bit of that good stuff right there. It's actually probably enough on the pan. Oh, and by the way, I called the guard shack, and apparently the conch that I found is a protected species, or so they think. They're not 100% sure. And when it comes to protected species, it's better to be 100% sure. So, sucks, but at least I know I'm not going to jail, so that's good. Get all that good stuff in there. Still a little bit of salt water from where I cleaned him, so it ought to be nice. And this guy, I'm actually just gonna lay right on the grate, just right on the coal, not on the coals, on the, no I'm not, I have aluminum foil. I have aluminum foil. Sorry, probably a little close. I forgot about that. I'm gonna wrap him in aluminum foil, throw him right on the fire, get it going a little bit, throw him right on the coals. Ooh. Yeah, that could be good. That could be real good. I got the guts. Pinfish that nothing would bite today. 2 pinfish head, now 2 mullet head, and what I'm assuming are the kidneys, maybe, out of the mullet. Some kind of organ. I'm gonna use those as crab bait, because I still have yet to have a blue crab. So this is gonna be good. I'll come back when I'm eating. Oh. Alrighty. I forgot I'm supposed to be filming this stuff. I've already eaten 2 fillets and they were good. Ton of bones. Full of bones. This is the back strap here, and it's just solid meat. Oh, and everything has a crunch, not like a slightly crispy skin crunch, like a you got sand in your fish crunch. There's sand in pretty much everything. I don't know if it's in the bowl, in the pan that I cooked it in, which it may be actually. Either that or it's salt from when I washed it, because I've just been washing it in the beach. I don't know. It works. But God, this thing's good. I was getting hungry too, so. This little guy, I don't know if he's in the shot, but that other hole fish I wrapped up in aluminum foil. Oh no. Fire burns down to coals, I'm gonna throw him on the coals. And he'll cook slow. Oh, a lot of sand. Sand or salt or something, I don't know. So good. I'm so glad I brought that seasoning. Oh, and I never even said anything. Found my tripod. I kind of like the setup on the boat better, so I think I'll leave it, but look at that. Oh my God. It's just so good. I'm kind of disappointed I can't eat that conch though. I put him back in the water. He's gone. Well, they don't move fast. He may not be gone. He may still be there, but I measured him. 14.5 inches. Just shy of 15 inches long. That sucker's that long. And he had to weigh 12 pounds. 10 to 12 pounds. I mean, I could have ate the rest of the time here. Just on that thing. Would have been good. This is almost too gritty to eat. I'm still eating it though. Alright. I'm sure y'all don't want to watch me eat anymore. See you later. Good morning. Just woke up. I have no idea what time it is. I am shaking like a leaf because it's freezing. I didn't sleep much at all last night. It got cold. It feels like it's in the 40s now, but I think it's just the wind chill. But I did wake up to this. I hope you can see the sunset or sunrise in the camera. Through the palm trees, looks great. This is what really helps. I have a 2-man hammock. I know the camera's shaking. It's because I'm shaking. So, lay in a hammock like that, but at a 2-man hammock, you can wrap up. I throw a little bit of weight in the hammock pouch so I can kind of sling it. And you sling it over and you get all wrapped up. You can even do this. And that's what saved me from the wind last night. The wind was brutal. Oh God, it cut right through me. I would get out of bed. Here it comes. Ugh. I gotta pause to shake and stop. I would get out of bed and just move around and bounce and shake and move my arms and whatever I could to stay awake, to stay warm, stay awake. I was staying awake. I didn't need help with that. Staying warm was the problem. But sun's up. I'm up. It's time to make some coffee. Get some warm coffee in here. Sorry I didn't film everything yesterday. I'm actually running out of battery. This may shock you, but the $16 Amazon solar phone charger that I got doesn't actually work. It says it's supposed to charge your phone up to 7 times. Well, it charged mine once, and then that's it. So I had 3 GoPro batteries. I'm down to 1, and I got 2 bars on it. So I'll film a little bit today,
Depends on what I do. It's supposed to warm up into the 70s today, so maybe I'll get out there. But I did get crabs last night. Forgot to film that. Got 2 crabs. Cooked them up. It's pretty good. And then the temperature dropped and it was pretty bad. Alright. I'm up and shaking. I gotta make some coffee. We'll talk to y'all later.
Alright, so I hope you're in shot. My phone's dead, so I can't line up the shot. A little bit of change of plans. I know you can't really hear me that good, I'm sorry. The wind is just flying right now. So a little bit of a change of plans. Last night sucked. It was cold, it was really windy. Something just bit right in front of me. Whatever. I got some neighbors that moved in down the beach. They are at it's the same site, but they're 100 yards, 200 yards away. Greg and Jolene from Dothan, Alabama. But they came in on a skiff. So I was kind of stuck at camp. It was so choppy. The wind is insane. The current, I mean, I'm not paddling right now and I'm moving probably 3 miles an hour, not paddling. So I kind of made an executive decision. I'm just gonna pick up and leave. There's a couple other spots that are within 30 minutes of driving time that I could camp at least salvage the trip. But there's no way to fish out here and then get back to the camp. The current is moving so strong that I would paddle south? No. I would paddle east, north, southeast, whatever. I would paddle southeast to go fish, just following the current at freaking 5 miles an hour as fast as it's moving. But I'd be doing half a mile an hour back because the wind is just so strong. Like I said, I don't even know if you can hear me right now. It's not that bad because I'm traveling with the wind now. I'm using my paddle as like a sail, just kind of rest it. And I got my rudder. Rudder's helping. But I figured if I'm gonna be drifting, I'm already moving at a steady pace. Why not wet a line a little bit? So I did. Should have been filming. I came over a sandbar and I caught one good sized red. I put a bigger hook on there because I didn't want to catch any little stuff and I have to be fighting with that over and over and over. And I'm glad I did because I've been getting nailed all the way up here by anything from little grunt getting greedy all the way up to a red that didn't get a good bite. You know, I had actually one take a bite out of, I've got using rubber shrimp. One just lopped it right off in half, and I saw it happen 10 feet from the boat. But I hooked up one good one. He was a good, I don't know, he was probably 16 to 18 inches, something like that. Good size red. Got nowhere to put him, so he went back in the water. But as I'm talking, the wind is actually starting to die down. Current's still moving. I'm still doing 2 miles an hour, just floating. All I have to do is keep myself straight. Rudder does most of that. I had actually thought grabbing my hammock and throwing my hammock up like a sail just to see how fast I would go. My luck, it would probably do some kind of damage to the hammock and I'd be screwed for the trip, but I gotta try. The wind's blowing in the direction I want to go, hard enough to get me moving, but not hard enough to rip something or take it out of my hands. I might try it. If I do try it, I'm gonna film it. I don't have a lot of battery life on there, but I'm trying to do as much filming as I can when I think about it. I don't know why I didn't start filming back there. I didn't really expect to catch anything. Completely completely forgot to say, Greg with the skiff, he took me out this morning just because I couldn't do any fishing, but he can get out in the boat and get in the rough water, and it was rough. I mean, there was at least 3 foot swells, 3 or 4 foot swells. They were rolling. They're calmed down in the half mile from the shore area. The bars really break up the waves before it gets to land, but over here. But yeah, we went out with him, caught a couple bluefish, not bad. So it's been a good trip. It's been a really good trip. I'm hoping to get back to the truck at a decent time. Here comes the wind again. Now we're moving. I'm thinking about the hammock sail. I'm thinking. I just don't know where I put it. It's in one of the bags. It's either in the dry hatch up front or back here behind the cooler and all that kind of stuff. But my plan is to get back to the truck, stop and give me something to eat so I don't have to cook. No, I've got food in the cooler. No. Yeah, there we go. Just grabbing my paddle. And there's a spot close that you're not technically supposed to camp at. I may. I think I'm gonna go check it out first. Maybe get some local opinion on the way over there. Stop at a marina or something. No, there's actually there's a kayak shop up in town. I'll stop and talk to them. But if not, I can go down the coast a little bit further and go to a place that I can camp at. It's 45 to an hour from here, driving. I don't know. We'll just have to see. God, it's picking up now. Can you hear me? I may have just said all that for no reason, because I don't know how bad this wind noise is. Whew. I took my shades off, by the way, because I know I haven't seen my own reflection in days, but I know I have a beautiful little sunglass tan, so I figured why not burn it off. This is freaking gorgeous. I mean, if it didn't get so cold at night, I'd be willing to do some night fishing out here. I've already passed a couple shark. Yesterday I was throwing the cast net off of the boat just to see if I could do it in the rough water. I did it one time. That was it. Almost lost my balance and looked down, and there was a 6-foot blackfin just swimming right up under me. So I said, maybe not. Maybe I'll be done with that. I saw one little shark and one 4 or 5 foot shark this morning, just now as I left. So they're here. I don't have to worry about them. But where I'm going apparently are a lot of sharks. A lot of big sharks. The water's supposed to be a lot calmer though. It's in a very protected sound, so I might be okay. Oh, without further ado, I've got about another hour or so of paddling left to do before I even get to the truck, then drive, then pray that I can get a spot to camp. One more day, I'm gonna make use of it, every minute I get. Moving on down the shore, moving on down the shore. I got my pole right behind me, all my fish are swimming by me. I'm moving on down the shore. You're welcome. Alright, I want to start off by saying, yes, this could be kind of stupid. But you know what? It could be bold. I saw a commercial one time that said, be bold. So I thought, let's be bold. I'm going to use my hammock, my only means of shelter, as a sail. Not because I'm lazy, because I'm innovative. steer. The boat technically has a keel down the middle. It's like a tri-hole version. See if I can get a sail. You know what? Columbus sailed out into the open ocean hoping he would find land. This is a lot less stupid than Columbus. This has got bad idea written all over it, I promise. I want to lash it to something. Do that. Take both my tree leads off. Dadgummit. There's so many sandbars out here. I'm coming up on another daggum sandbar. As soon as I get into deeper water, the wind says, puts you right in a sandbar. Tree leads. Dry hatch. Check. Anchors. To the boat. This thing's already soaking wet. Awesome. Alright, check. Let's go sailing. I know you can't see me, but I'm smiling. It doesn't work. Whoa, there we go. Now we're sailing. See if I can steer it. I can steer it! I am sailing my boat right now. Oh my God, I'm probably doing 4 miles an hour, which is not as fast as I thought it'd go, honestly. I can steer just like I was paddling. Oh, this is gonna be shallow. Oh man. Freaking sandbars. And now I'm pinned in by a hammock. I wonder. I don't really have an option. Sit tight, everybody. I'll be right back. Really shallow. Alright. I'm on full float right now. Let me drain my pants. Oh. God, I hope I got that on film. Now, wind's kind of blowing me to shore. We're gonna try it out anyway. Let's go sailing. Whoa. Oh, my rudder's giving out. Those are up. My rudder's not down. I told you I wasn't a sailor. an idea. Get out of the water. I need weight. Need a little bit of weight to put in the pouch to keep the bottom of the sail down. That's why you bring cheap disposable bottles. Crush it up. Takes up a little bit of space, but now it's a full water bottle. All right, so got it about half full. Oh. It works too good. Alright. This is the pouch that the hammock goes into. The whole thing wraps up, but it's sewn on there nice and good. That may be a little too heavy. You know what? We're going to try with less water first. So, about a quarter of a bottle. Round two. Oh. Oh, that definitely sailed. Well, sorry about that cut off at the last video. I was trying my sail and my camera started flashing full, so my SD card had filled up. I should talk louder. My SD card filled up, so I couldn't get the rest of the trip back. Couldn't explain everything that was going on. Didn't find anywhere to camp. I actually went to Mexico Beach and talked to my cousin. He let me stay at his beach house down there. So I slept good. Slept on the couch. I'm kind of glad I did, because this morning I woke up, it was 50 degrees. It was cold. Cold. I didn't care. I was on the couch. Nice and calm. Nice and warm, excuse me. So I came over here. Right down the road from his house is Crooked Island Sound. So nice little secluded spot. I mean, this place was made for kayak fishing. You come off the main road, go down a sandy boat ramp, and put in this open area. Let me give you a little bit of a, tell you what, I can just spin. This is where you put in. Yeah. Change it back. Oh, I'll just that's where I'm headed. So keep going straight out that way towards those long pine trees in the distance, and you'll end up at Crooked Island. It's not technically an island. It's a very skinny peninsula with a wide spot that they named. But that opens up to the Gulf. So technically I could put in here and go to the Gulf. And I know sun's behind me, I know the shot's bad, but I'm going that way. Sucks, too bad. You can technically go to the Gulf. I'm not going to the Gulf because I'm in a small boat. And I think the winds are still kind of high up there. I don't really know because there's no wind here. It's nice and calm where I'm at. Nice and calm. And I mean, if you need bait fish, good God Almighty, this little protected area here is slam full of finger mullet and shad and little grunt, all different size, pinfish, you know what I mean? School of something, I think shad just went by me. It's pretty shallow where I am, but if I shoot out another couple 100 yards that way, it deepens up a little bit. But where I'm going, there's an influx. The little sound, entrance to the sound right there, a whole bunch of major fish wait at that sound for the bait fish that are coming around it, and they'll just come in and ambush them. That's where you find some big freaking sharks. And I guess I can go ahead and let the spoiler alert. The place that I was talking about, you're not supposed to camp technically, it's Crooked Island. I didn't camp there. I am, however, kind of looking forward. My neighbors, Greg and Jolene, told me that if you go to Crooked Island, wow, I am shallowed up right now. If you go to Crooked Island, you can find shells, not seashells, rounds, artillery rounds that they fired off the base. So they have a sign. Should have took a shot of it, but when you put in, basically it has a red box on the sign in a map, and it says if you're in this area, you might die. We might blow you off the face of the planet. Price of freedom. So that's why they don't really allow camping there, because normally if you're camping, you don't have a VHF on, and if you don't have your VHF on the right channel, and there's no boat that knows where you are to go find you, you might get your head blown off by a freaking round that big. So, didn't camp there. Mostly because I had access to a house, and I had loaded everything up and paddled 7 miles on a couple eggs and a little bit of ham and sausage. I was tired. So, stayed in Mexico Beach. Is it oysters? Oh crap, I think that's oysters. It's one thing I don't, it's one thing that sucks about having to stay on the Gulf side rather than the other side is I didn't get any oysters where I stayed. Shrimp and oysters. I was so excited. There's a little patch of them attached to something, I don't know. Oh, and today's my birthday. I'm officially 48 years old. Oh wait, no, 29. Just my back is 48. It's October 23rd, 2016. Sounds funny, but I think I'm 29. I'm pretty sure I'm 29. I'll do the math later. I've never been much for birthdays and ages and keeping track of stuff. That's why I got married. Thank you, baby. No, I'm not wearing your hat. I'm sorry. Left it in the truck. I'm not going to be out here that long today, simply because I've got a 5-hour truck ride home, and today's Sunday. I have to be at work tomorrow, and I haven't seen my wife in a few days, so I'm going to spend the rest of the day with her. Alright. I'm gonna get some paddling going. And I can't really huff it because there's a camera pole in my way. So I'm gonna cut this off. When I make it to Crooked Sound, or when I come up on a school with something I want to hit, I'll let you know. Hey! Right off the boat. Son of a gun. That's my first flounder. Turn, you flat sucker. That's my first flounder. Oh man, he's a beast looking thing. Oh yeah. He's not a big boy, but it is my first flounder. Come on. I know what I'll use. The perks of going back to my truck. I always keep tools in my truck. And just before I put in this morning, I thought, wait a second, I got tools. One of those tools is a pair of pliers. And since flounder have some freaking teeth on them, where's the hook? Come on. Yeah. Open your mouth, you sucker. Since flounder have some freaking teeth on them, I'm glad I brought him. Oh, he got hooked good. Well, this is the slipperiest fish I've ever caught. I'm trying to save you, buddy. I'm trying, but you're not helping. Let go. That was the most awkward hook out I've ever had. But it's okay, because I got a flounder. Bait's still decent. So far on this trip, it's been pretty good. No, I got bait. I'm gonna try it out. Been pretty good. Caught a bluefish, never caught them. Caught a red. That was what I came here to do. What else I caught? Caught some mullet. That was the best eating fish. I mean, mullet's freaking good. I'm gonna be eating some of those in the future. Which one I want? Come here, little guy. Come here. It's your turn. No. It's your turn. I'm gonna name him Larry. Larry sounds like a good name for a little pinfish. Come here, Larry. Come on. There you go. Kick and scream. They like it when you kick and scream. See if I can do that again. I wasn't even paying attention. I will be honest with you. That was selective filming. I wasn't paying attention. I looked over. Popper's gone. I just hooked him onto a popper so I can make a little bit of noise if I need to. But I hooked him up and realized I wasn't filming. First, you know, decent catch of the day, and I wasn't even filming. So I just let him run. Oh, number two, that one's not selective filming. Oh, see, I should have left it filming. You. Cut the camera off. As soon as I cut the camera off, something took it. So I cut the camera on. Then I let go. I'm gonna cut the camera off and see if I hook something. If I come back with a fish, I'm gonna laugh. I told you. He's bigger than the last one. Hey, what are you? Oh. You douchebag. Come on. Make some popping noise. Make some popping noise. I'm bound and determined to get a catch on film. Watch. Let me cut the camera off. I'll catch something. Waves are rolling pretty good now. Woo. I think it's time to head for safer waters. Hard to starboard. Woo! I'm actually getting some bow spray and some rudder issues. Nope. I gotta go closer to shore. I gotta get in shallower water. Wind picked up, so the chop picked up. I know it's probably hard to hear me. Oh! One thing you're not really used to on a kayak is bow spray. Ah. I'm pretty sure I got salt water in my coffee. Oh, tide's running out. I don't want to be too shallow. Not in this wind. You got to keep in mind, it gets too shallow, and you got to portage over a bar or get out and pull. The wind is strong enough that I could lose my kayak. That's a long walk back to the truck, through the woods, on an artillery range. Woo. It sucks too, because as I'm paddling, fighting the wind and the current, I see all kind of fish swimming up below me. Like that one. I don't know what it was, but it went fast. I'm just gonna keep telling myself they're mullet. No, it's not a giant bull red. That's a mullet. You can't catch him anyway. No, that is not a 14-pound flounder. That was a mullet. You can't catch him anyway. Ugh. That's a mullet. Is it? No, yeah, it's a mullet. They're all mullet. All mullet. You can't catch them anyway. Ugh. And I checked the weather this morning. My original spot that I was going to go to on the East Coast, 10 degrees warmer at night, no wind. Where I ended up going because of stupid Hurricane Matthew, 25 or 15 to 30 mile an hour winds every day, small boat advisory. I'm out of breath now. Moving backwards now. Just getting around the point. Oh my God. That was a red. He was 2 feet long. That sucks. Well, back to the ramp now. I had to take my hoodie off, I was just getting too hot. Yes, this is the shirt I wore yesterday. Yeah, it probably stinks. No, I don't care. I'm getting back to the ramp finally. That was a hard push back. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's two F-16s, I guess, two fighter jets flying over. I'm right next to Tyndall Air Force Base. But I'm wrapping up the trip. The last little battery life I have on this camera. Caught more than I would expect I would catch. Caught bluefish, flounder, trout, redfish, mullet, grunt. No stingray. Maybe next trip I'll get a stingray. I've already gotten the call. It's like 1 o'clock. Come on. It's 1:20, and that's local time. That's an hour behind me. But technically it's 2:20 at the house. So I probably won't get home until late. I've already gotten the call, the "you need to come home" call. I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to be out this long. Whew. So, wraps up the trip though. It's a good trip. Plenty of camping, plenty of fishing. Caught me some crab. That was the goal. My next shot's gonna be on the East Coast though. My original plan. Off Amelia Island. So, stay tuned for that one. And I will be hitting the shore in 3, 2, 1. That wraps it up. We'll see you next time.